Politickz as usual.
Yep. You know how we do. Welcome to Politickz as usual. Music's #1 debate show discussing all things hip hop and culture related. Let's get into it. Hip hop, rap, music. Is it the most dangerous job right now? It's been a lot of conversation with that narrative. And obviously, you know, we've had a lot of recent deaths in the game. So before we even get into that, just have a quick moment of silence for Takeoff, P&B Rock, and just all the other fallen soldiers that we lost. Word. Respect to them. So, who want to start this off, man? What are we thinking? Like, has rap gotten to that point that, you know, rappers are targets now? You know what I'm saying? It's not safe to be a rapper, you know, whether it's the content that's spewed in the music or just having that status of being a rapper and people knowing where you are. Like, what's y'all take on that? Who wanna jump into it first?
Well, I say people saying that rap is the most dangerous job. Hell no, that's not the most dangerous job. I think a lot of rappers is just the case of being at the wrong place at the wrong time. You kind of putting like yourself in situation. I don't think nobody's really being killed out there because they're a rapper. Like nobody's on the hunt for rappers.
Okay.
What I feel like it's U.S. soldiers out there. There's people on the hunt for soldiers.
Okay.
There's whole countries out there. So now rappers is not the most dangerous job.
But what about the beefs though? It's a lot of rappers with beefs and
see that's street stuff. That's not that's something
and all that.
Because a person like J. Cole, I don't think is walking out scared because he's a rapper, or Kendrick. It's the rappers who put themselves in certain situations.
What do you think about content though? Does content matter?
Definitely, yeah. Content, you putting yourself and you trying to live up to what you rapping about. So you putting yourself in situations that's getting you killed. It's not because you're a rapper, it's because you're doing dumb shit.
Phil, what you think? Should rappers have bodyguards, or should they move around like that?
A lot of them do. A lot of them don't. I think that it's about the energy. Kind of picking back on what Carl said. It's about the energy that you put out and you put back in. So to your point, J. Cole, Kendrick, maybe even Big Crit to a lesser degree. They're not walking around worried about if somebody's going to kill them. They don't put out their energy in their music. So a lot of times you rap about killing your ops, or you rap about I'm the biggest drug dealer, or I'm the biggest gangster. People test you, and not just people testing you. It's also people. It's also just like laws of attraction. Like you put that energy out, a lot of times it comes back to you. Got to be ready for it. So a lot of times guys walk around, they think shit may be sweet, but it's not necessarily sweet at all.
It's the environment you into. Like a lot of people, you wearing these $100,000 jewelry around wolves. You know what I mean? Yeah. These niggas out here hungry.
But like I said, that's part of the energy that you give off. Yeah. Like you said, you rap about
the imagery, all that.
You rap about the big diamond earrings, the diamond chain, etc. You gotta wear this part of the uniform. Most rappers, when they first come on, that's part of the starter kick is the diamond chain now. So now you wearing that, and of course rappers
you might gotta stay inside though. You gonna do all that. Don't come around where everybody hungry at.
Part of that is I gotta be outside too. I want to be outside.
Today I don't feel you gotta be outside to be a rapper.
You don't have to be outside, but like you still gotta move around.
It depends on what kind of rapper you are.
So like I said, a lot of times too, like if you are,
give me a rapper that you feel gotta be outside.
A rapper that gotta be outside.
Yeah.
Pretty much the entire new generation of rappers.
I don't think so.
Because of what they rap about.
I feel like today, like
21 Savage got to be outside.
21 can sit in the house and just put out music 24/7. Like I don't think you had to go, like back in the day you had to go to certain spots. You had to do meet and greets back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Today,
right.
Your audience is all listening. I'm listening to you on the phone. Your shit come right to my phone.
You don't gotta be out there visibly.
You ain't gotta kiss no babies or nothing.
I well, to certain ones, but the ones that's getting killed still gotta go get that. A lot of times those aren't necessarily the top tier artists. A lot of times those are still the artists that are getting that brown paper bag. They still go to the shows that are still coming. That still to be going to certain particular spots that hey. You know what I mean? They gotta work. They gotta go to the club with the promoters. So not all the bigger artists.
The artists that unfortunately have passed away. Like that, I'm gonna take Takeoff for example. That's just being at the wrong place at the wrong time. He ain't had to be outside. He ain't had to get no brown paper bag for anybody. The place he was at, he's at the dice game.
Yeah.
He didn't have to be
He's at
there.
a bowling alley.
Allegedly.
A bowling
Allegedly,
alley.
a dice game was
Yeah.
taking place.
Right.
But it was at
It's
a
a
bowling
place he
alley
didn't have
in
to be
Houston,
at.
Texas.
It's a place that no rapper had to be
All
at.
right, but let me play devil's advocate real quick because I hear what both of y'all points and Trey, I want to get to you to see what you think. So taking Takeoff's, untimely passing and it being the most recent one in the game. God forbid there's no more by the time this episode airs, and then also using P&B Rock as an example. P&B Rock, actually, I want to focus in on that because he was in L.A. and he went to a Roscoe's and he was there with his lady.
Yeah.
Something like that. I mean, so my whole thing is like, is that another case of wrong place, wrong time? Because I mean,
You
my
talk
man
to a lot
wanna
of
get
people in
breakfast.
Cali, they say that's the wrong
it.
Roscoe's.
So he went to he pulled up at the wrong Roscoe's basically.
You talk to people in Cali, they
And
say
they, was he? I don't know the particulars of everything that happened, but it's like, damn, you can't even go get breakfast.
nah,
You know
I
what I'm
agree with
saying?
I mean,
Like,
he could have went and got breakfast. I think, and this goes into like my point in this whole situation is like when you become a rapper, you are now a public figure.
right,
You know what I'm saying? And based on how popular of a rapper you are, determines how big of a public figure you are.
right.
And if you're big, bro, you gotta move strategic. And in P&B Rock situation, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't very strategic because there was a post that went out revealing his location. You know what I'm saying? Not to say he did it. I think it reported was his girlfriend did it or something. But
Right.
like when you out, bro, you know what I'm saying? You out enjoying life. You doing regular people stuff. Like it's probably smart not to reveal your location. Just do what you got to do. If you want to, you know what I'm saying? If you want to post something about it, do it after the fact. You know what I
Right.
mean? Post it after you done already
Post
left.
after you'd already left.
Yeah, because I mean, it's always people, you know what I'm saying, plotting and, you know what I'm saying, waiting for stuff like that to happen, waiting for posts to come up, waiting for locations to be, dropped and just ready to make a move like that. So,
Yeah.
you just gotta move strategic, man. You know what I mean?
It's crazy, man. Like I said, with that brother and then Takeoff, man. Like I said, the bowling alley and allegedly, Quavo had some words with some other guys, and it's a lot of different stories. You know what I'm saying? We ain't really gonna get into that, but just the fact that, none of us obviously knew Takeoff personally, but just his demeanor and what he gave off. He was the laid back, kind of like reserved member of the Migos. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that knew him best said that he was chilling. Like Takeoff was really a chilled individual. Excuse me. So for that to happen to him in that way, I was just like, okay.
Let me ask you,
what's
Ivy,
going on? Like,
do you feel like being a rapper is the most dangerous job?
I don't know if it's the most dangerous job, but it's getting more dangerous.
It's up there.
And I feel like
I feel like people are getting killed because they are a rapper. Like
not
you a
necessarily
rapper, I'm
because
going to kill you.
Not necessarily because they are rappers per se, but I will say that rappers need to move a lot smarter than what they've been moving.
That's people in general.
Particular rappers.
And especially particular rappers, especially what you putting out in your music. I even seen a clip. Tony Yayo on Vlad. He was saying he thinks rappers should go back to wearing bulletproof vests, like 50 era and all that.
I think every entertainer should.
Okay,
Every public
and if you don't want to go that route, obviously they got
Bulletproof van, all
bulletproof
that.
cars.
Yeah.
And just beef up security, man. It don't make you soft to have security, even if you got one. Like it don't, and it does not necessarily mean that your life is gonna be saved because things happen. But the chances of things happening are, or the likelihood of those type of things happening are less than you moving around. A lot of rappers feel like they just don't need that. They don't, what I'm saying? They want to move around by themselves, and it's just not smart.
And
You know what I'm
also,
saying?
like some of the spots that you used to frequent, you just can't frequent no more.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I say, you may not be able to need to go to
Facts.
to the hood Roscoe's, go to the one in Hollywood.
Right.
You go on to that one. They said that junk was in the middle of four different hoods.
Right.
So
I
it's
just disagree.
You
that
give me some money tomorrow. I'm not going back to the old neighborhood. Like for what?
I just-
it's like
But again,
nobody. I rock with them no more anyway. So
I just
what I'm
disagree
there for?
that rappers getting killed because they rappers. So I feel like that don't make it a dangerous job. If you are a rapper and you rap about certain things and you put yourself in certain positions, you're making yourself a target. That's a fact. And that's any entertainer. If The Rock goes to the hood with all his jewelry on, talking crazy, something might happen to him if he has no security around.
You said The Rock.
The Rock. if he has no security with him,
That was a hell of a.
if he has, I'm just saying, he got no security with him,
Buff
Shout out to
ass.
Dwayne
and he go to
Yeah.
Hey, look, you could buff you. Hey, a bullet, you can't box no
But
bullet.
I guess it's crazy because like we still talking about rappers getting killed in 2022.
And also this, listen, also this, it sounds like it's a lot of rappers because today everybody's a fucking rapper. It's more rappers today than it was back in the day.
True.
So if Joe Blow gets shot in the street, he probably had a mixtape out. He a rapper.
True.
There's so many rappers out here.
I guess I'm just I'm not. It's more disappointing because, like I said, coming from us growing up in the '90s and seeing the shit that happened with Pac and Big, and it's still happening now. And especially at the rate that it's happening, I'm just like, come on, man. Like, these dudes obviously got in the game to better their lives and better their family lives. They making money, well, legit money. So it's like, it's kind of just backwards to me. It's like, damn, how you go to being this successful and going into one lifestyle to another lifestyle, but you still got the old shit that's catching up with you, or just like you said, being in the wrong place, wrong time, having the wrong people around you, whatever the case may be. It's like
More money, more problems, bro.
That might also,
People
our
get
last
envious.
episode, that might have to go from my last episode. We talking about the OGs and stuff. That might has to play a part too. Some of these OGs got to come and put their arm around them and show them like, yo, you moving the wrong way.
right.
If you do this is going to happen to you, because a lot of these people is the first time they came from nothing and you give them a bunch of money. All they know is to go back to where they from and show everybody I got money.
But some of these OGs is moving like that too, and they just
Fact.
passing the same shit
Yeah,
down. You know what I'm
fact,
saying?
yeah.
I look at a person like
Let me say
Birdman.
the smart OGs.
Birdman, an OG. Would y'all agree?
I think Birdman's
Consider-
smart though. I think Birdman might tell you, yo, nah, don't go back. Birdman, I don't think is frequent in spots you think he might be frequent. He might be in,
Well, he might not frequent the spots, but he flossing.
for sure.
He's
Yeah.
stunning.
Well, I
That's
mean,
it.
you know how you
Supposed to.
floss. I don't think floss is the
That's his
thing.
image. He's
But I
supposed
mean,
to floss.
It's more so like you flossing in the wrong.
Be strategic,
flossing in the
yeah, be
wrong
strategic
area.
of where you
It's the
flossing.
difference between going you downtown at a basketball game versus, uptown New Orleans. It's just a difference.
But say, a part of your job is to make appearances, right?
Yeah.
Walkthroughs or whatever.
Yeah.
Say you do that, which you can't wear your jewelry through. You know what I mean? In
They
a
have
situation like
security
that.
with
You probably just have security with you. I guarantee you, Birdman got security with him.
Well,
fact.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Guarantee you. And
Listen,
like I said,
man.
also-
And a bunch of bloods.
Yeah.
You know,
I ain't wearing
quote,
my
unquote.
jewelry to the club. I'm not wearing my jewelry during performance.
Nah, you got to. You got to wear your
You got
jersey.
to.
No, you
That's part-
don't.
That's
If you-
part- that's part of
nah,
your
if you-
image.
if you-
That's
No, you
that's
don't.
part- That's part of your image.
They gonna
because you
listen.
will.
No,
Listen,
listen.
we-
If I know I got it, what I need to, you know what I'm saying? Who am I proving
Take it
this
with an
to?
older brain.
I be
a lot of rap fans is going like,
What
oh,
am I
that,
trying to prove
he,
it?
A lot of old fans
Bro,
like
I
he
be-
fucked
It
up.
brings a. It brings a mentality, bro.
It's a different mentality.
It's a mentality
Yeah.
that you gain when you become that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then when you gain the
That's ego.
mentality, bro,
But
you want
also- but also-
to
that's
show
it too.
off what
Ego.
you want to show off what you gain from
Yeah, I
what
don't.
you do. You know what I'm saying?
I know I got it. I got it in my bag in there. I don't need to show y'all niggas
That's
shit.
one thing too. But
So
you
what
gotta realize.
so in
I
what
be
cases you
rapping,
gonna wear
right?
it?
Huh?
When you gonna wear it? What you getting it
I'm
for?
gonna wear it in the video.
Why
I'm
do you
gonna
buy
wear it
it?
at the award show. I'm gonna wear it where y'all can't get to me like that.
No, it's. I
But
mean,
if I'm going through the crowd at the
Oh, if
club,
they gonna go
and
get
shit,
at you at the award show, shit, that ain't off limits at the award show.
I mean, it's not. But like I said, the likelihood of like if I'm going through a club and doing a walkthrough, you know, motherfuckers reaching at you and all, like I'm coming through with all my splendor on for, like I know I got money. Like what I'm doing.
I feel
Yeah.
you, but we gotta also realize too. I mean, you rap, right?
Yeah, you know.
You weren't that type rapper. You weren't that type rapper. You were more of a.
Yo.
You were more of, that wasn't your image when you
I
rap.
mean-
So like, says that's part of your image. That's your uniform.
Yeah, he wear cardigans and shit. He rapping cardigans.
I rap in cardigans. Oh
Yeah.
shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that wasn't your uniform.
Okay.
Like your chain is your uniform. So
I wear
you gotta
chains.
have it
But I
on.
wear chains. But what I'm saying is, it's a time and place for everything. And maybe like
That's
Trey
the
was
time
saying,
and the place.
I got what like Trey was saying. It's a mentality. The mentality, and maybe 10 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, I probably would have been like, yeah, I'm coming through with all my shit. Me now, I just don't feel the need to do all that. But again, people flex in different ways. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type, if I'm coming through the club and do a walkthrough, instead of me rocking the chains and all that,
He just gonna rock his
you gonna
beard.
know when I'm in there, but I don't need, what'd you say? I'm gonna wear the
You
cardigan.
just gonna rock your beard. That's how you floss your beard and shit, right?
Yeah, when the
That's
beard
it.
ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It's like I rival Ross. But anyway,
What?
you know what I'm saying? Like, that's besides the point. You made me lose my fucking train of thought. Like, a chain is a chain. At the end of the day, it don't make the star or make you, you know what I'm saying? It don't make you even less noticeable, I don't think.
Sound good.
You know what I'm saying?
Sounds
Like,
good. But
if Jay-Z come through the club in his heyday without his chain on, you still gonna be like, that's fucking Jay-Z.
But Jay-Z, no, Jay-Z heyday.
He had a chain
had
on.
a chain on for
But if he
sure.
didn't, is he not Jay-Z? That's my point.
He had
He
a
said,
reason to have- listen,
That's
he
the
said
point
if
that I'm
he
making.
did,
you looking at it with a different
Yeah,
mentality.
and what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that, but we have to be realistic. Realistically, the fans that are fans of these rappers that do wear the chains and stuff like that, they had to have that shit on.
Okay.
Or they're gonna be fucked up.
But have
in the
your
game.
peoples with you.
Yeah, that's my point.
That's
You
what
gotta
I'm,
have
and that's
security
what I'm
with
saying.
you.
Have your peoples with you.
But you can't tell them don't wear a chain when they make it in public. They gotta wear their chain in public. It's like if I ain't see it, then it don't exist. You went in the videos. Where that shit at when I seen you at the show?
For sure. I get it. Well, y'all chime in the comments, man. Let us know what y'all think. Is rap the most dangerous job right now? But either way, brothers are getting killed left and right, and it need to stop. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, respect to everybody that we lost.
Next subject, right? We on to the new shit. All right, listen.
Okay, what we got?
Speaking of takeoff, right? And the new shit. Speaking of takeoff, Migos and all that, I was thinking like, who we think is the most influential group of all time.
That's what we
Influential
doing.
rap
We
group
done
of all
We
time.
done did the West Coast, we done did the East Coast. So now it's time to get into the groups. All right, you want to set it off?
I said, okay, I know I've about to name 50 groups and shit.
I'm going to go last then.
I'm gonna just name one group. I think we should name one because we can name 1,000.
I got two for two different reasons.
Got
though,
you.
but-
All right,
go
that's
ahead.
cool.
Yeah, I've got two.
I'm gonna say NWA. I think the way rap is listened to today, gangster rap, they not the creators of gangster rap, but they the fathers of that shit. Like
Right.
they ushered it, they made it popular and all that good stuff. And what Ice Cube, Easy, and all them Dr. Dre did for the West Coast, that's undeniable. You know what I mean? So I say most influential NWA.
All right. I'm going to go. I'll go next.
No, you're not. I'm going. I'm going next.
Oh, wow.
NWA. I hate when you go before me, bro, because you pretty much say exactly what the fuck I was about to
But
say.
then you tell me I'm
That's
wrong.
why your ass should have went first, motherfucker.
They arguing wrong.
Hey, they going to argue with me over second.
So definitely NWA for sure. From the gangster, just their fathers. What do you
Everything I
say?
said, yeah.
Pretty much. But I'm gonna have to add in Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang Clan for everything else that ain't gangster.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's a wrong answer for
Those are my two. You know what I'm saying? Most influential.
Okay.
Who you think Wu-Tang influenced?
Everybody like shit. I think Wu-Tang influenced.
Was it more so the coast that they influenced? East Coast?
Yeah, that sound. I think anybody who came up from under that came from that region. And
Sounded
hip
like
hop.
Wu-Tang?
not sounding like Wu-Tang, but
I
just
think when they came out, too,
the criteria that was right. Yeah, just the shit that they rapped about.
Because they was before Big, they was before Nas. Mm-hmm. So the sound of East Coast rap had shifted after Wu-Tang, I think.
Yep, what he said. Appreciate you. Next.
I mean, it's arguable, but I mean, it's a good argument.
I don't know.
RZA, man. RZA.
I don't know.
All right. Phil?
Yeah, RZA alone, bro.
Yeah.
I had NWA as well. I mean, that's the answer, yo. There's really no other.
It's a lot of answers I could get.
Librarian Phil.
All right, you pick one. You had your chance, right?
Yeah. But you
had
can't
a
say
chance.
ain't nobody else. You can't
Let's
say
be real.
that.
Nah, they are most influential group, unless you want to go other groups that had a smaller influence, maybe like Amigos or, you know what I mean, maybe Outkast, something like that. UGK maybe, but
Migos definitely had an influence for
they
sure.
did. So like we're not going to suspect.
Of the last 10 years, I think Migos the most influential group.
The question is the most influential. I'm going NWA for lyrics as far as after Police, they were provocative.
Provocative.
Provocative. There we go. Good SAT,
Gets the people going.
SAT word. Good SAT word. So that was that's one. Of course, being gangster rappers. Like I said, Style, whole night that came out in the 80s, and Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, just that tree just provided a whole coast, and going into the 2000s, I mean, provided another, not necessarily group, but sound and music as far as 50 Cent. with Dr. Dre with that influence. So I mean, all that comes from
tree.
all that
I
comes
see
from
what
that
you're
tree. Now I mean, Cube tree, crazy. Like I said, so like I said, it's a you can't. I mean,
We definitely giving NWA their flowers. 'Cause I'm a-
NWA, one of the main reasons that parental advisory explicit lyrics, that little logo,
Exist.
yeah,
Right.
They pretty much
That's very true.
one of the groups responsible for that.
That's very true.
Them and
Them,
Luke.
Two
Luke,
live
Yeah,
crew.
for sure.
yeah, 2 Live Crew.
sure.
He said Luke, Ice-T, all them. I'm gonna round it out and follow up and agree. NWA to me is the most influential group, rap group of all time. Again, for all the reasons that these my brothers just said. I will throw in though honorable mentions because for me, Outkast.
No, he got that.
Outkast is my favorite group personally, and I thought about it and I was like, well, is Outkast, could they be in the conversation? And I'm gonna say
For
yes
sure.
because
In the convo.
I think Outkast could be the most influential rap group of all time because where they come from.
Yeah, for sure.
And you think about it, since Outkast came out and since Dre said the South got something to say, slowly but surely, especially the last 10, 15 years, Atlanta has been the
Capital of
mecca
hip-hop.
of rap, mecca of hip hop. And Outkast are, they're the forefathers of Atlanta rap. So that's why I would put Outkast in there. Oh, why I think they could be in the argument. And I just thought about another group while we was talking.
There we
Because-
go.
hold on.
Over the list.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying because we talking, right? Let's talk about it. Trey brought up Wu Tang, and he said Wu Tang because I think you mentioned because they were not just from a sound standpoint, but just from the content and them being
Right, yeah, the shit they talked about.
the opposite of gangster rap, even though it was hardcore.
Yep.
But I'm gonna say, and niggas probably ain't gonna agree with me on this, but I'm gonna say Tribe, and I'm gonna say Tribe Called Quest because they are a group that were non-gangster rap. The content obviously was not gangster at all. But if you think about Tribe Called Quest and what come from that tree,
Every group it is.
hold on.
We can name some.
Can I fit? Let me finish my point.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, do your thing.
When you think about Tribe Called
Get it
Quest
off your
and what
chest.
come from that tree, you got Kanye West, you got J. Cole, you got Kendrick, you got everything that's not gangster rap.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't really popping before Tribe Called Quest. That's my argument is why they could be mentioned in that too. Because they made it cool to be
I'm not
alternative.
disagreeing with you,
The
but
way-
listen,
the
I'm
way
gonna say
polos
something.
and shit.
Go
With
ahead.
the Tribe Called Quest joint. I remember when Phife Dawg passed away. ESPN. I know Scott Van Pelt. I know y'all know who Scott Van Pelt.
Yes,
is?
sir.
Oh, hey, white dude, yeah.
Hey, look. ESPN was doing monologues because they passed away. The Tribe had a big following, not
Big
just
following.
Yeah.
amongst
Yeah,
black
of
folks,
course.
just white folks.
They influenced
I mean,
Outkast.
everybody.
You know what
I'm gonna say something controversial though.
What's up,
You
man?
ready for this?
When do you not say anything controversial?
I would say Migos is more influential than Outkast.
Oh shit.
You know what?
Yo.
I know why you're saying that.
To a
Do you
certain
agree with
degree,
it?
yes. To a certain degree, no.
It depends on what you're talking about. If you're talking about style and flow and all that,
Influential.
I give you that. But as far as
Influential.
But as far as
impact.
as far as making Atlanta hot,
Can I-
no. I
Said
can't
and
say that.
impact.
Can I ask a question?
And impact.
How do you feel? How you think of impact?
Just the impact.
Before you get to your point,
Mm.
why is Outkast one of the most influential groups? I break that down for me.
Because again,
Not- and I don't
they
disagree.
made
I just
Atlanta.
wanna know.
They made for as far as rap, they made Atlanta, in their whole crew, the Dungeon Fam. They made Atlanta a hotbed. As far as they was early on, but what they ushered in as far as Atlanta rap, and that's why Atlanta is still dominating to this day.
I totally disagree.
I mean,
I think
But would
they
would
made
that be-
Atlanta the city hot.
would that be considered
them
influence?
and JD.
They
Would that be
yes,
considered influence?
yes,
They
because
did.
they influenced a whole lot of artists to come after them, especially rappers. Now they might not be directly influenced style wise.
when y'all feel Atlanta became the mecca of rap?
The Mecca was 2000 and
This was around.
Early 2000s.
Yeah,
It was
I
a
still in high
whole
school.
trap sound that came in that made Atlanta what Atlanta was. Outkast was doing their thing. Don't get it fucked up. Outkast was doing their thing. Goody Mob, all that. If we talking about influence, impact, and all that, I don't know nobody that sound like Outkast. Everybody
I can
that
name
came.
you a
Let me
couple
finish.
people. I
Let
can
me
name you a couple
finish.
Talking about
Like-
the style though. You talking about the style.
what?
Everybody that came after the Migos, the whole cadence of rap changed. Everybody sounded like the Migos. The
Yeah.
whole cadence of Outkast ain't changed. Outkast get put eyes on Atlanta for sure. Put eyes on the South Give you that.
Okay.
But the Mecca of Atlanta ain't come to the trap sound came. That's when the Atlanta was the Mecca. T.I., Jeezy, Bone, Lil
Gucci,
Jon.
Gucci.
T.I. that wasn't trapped.
They
T.I. that wasn't
they
trapped.
brought in they brought in
Y'all terrible.
the hot they made Atlanta the Mecca. Outkast ain't make Atlanta the Mecca of nothing. Outkast was nice. Outkast is a better group than Migos, but we talking influence, impact. Migos definitely is the most influential.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I'm not going to
mad at
disagree with that, bro, at
I'm
all.
not mad at it.
I just really wanted to know. I wanted to dig in his brain and
That's I mean,
try to figure out.
Is it sound good to be like Outkast this, Outkast that?
No, but
Migos
I have
is
to make
definitely the most influential group from Atlanta by far.
and a lot of people would agree with
Okay,
you.
so,
but
all
I had
right,
to make
so-
I had to make an argument for Outkast because
So
they're my favorite group.
outside? I mean, you could say Drake was one of their influences. Well, one of the
who
influences from the Migos because he kind of stole their sound a little bit.
That was
Yeah,
more
I
like-
said
What
Nah,
sound,
but it's
what
hard.
sound did Drake not
Who
steal?
would you say that?
Drake still all
Migos-
everybody.
a compliment
influence?
when he does it.
who the influence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Migos, I say from Meek Mill to fucking Ace Hood to fucking everybody who
Uzi
came
Vert,
up.
all them young boys,
Yeah. And,
Hold on, wait.
I think Ace Hood and Meek Mill was out before them.
Wait.
And they
Let's
K and changed
get
once
crazy.
Migos
No.
came.
I don't think
Let's
so.
not get crazy
Meek
with
for
this
sure
argument.
K and changed. Y'all tripping.
But hold on, whoa.
Yeah,
Are we
that's
talking about a
tripping.
particular song that these rappers emulated the Migos flow? Or are we talking about influence? That's two different things.
The whole sound of rap. When I see, if you watch Saturday Night Live and they make a parody of rap, they sound like the Migos. Everybody, they changed the sound of rap. How people perceive rap.
Yeah,
It's
it was
the
a
Migos
conversation
sound.
because they were talking about mumble rap and all. I get that, but Drake jumping on a song with Migos or
That's
and
fair
doing
point.
their
I
flow
just-
or Meek Mill
Drake
even
is a chameleon. He gonna sound like whoever he on the
but
song
Meek
with.
Mill even
Facts.
Meek definitely changed his flow. Yeah,
Oh.
I've heard early Meek. If you go listen to the fucking Flamers mixtape, when Meek came out, everybody was like, who the Meek sounds nothing like how he used to sound.
Okay, but you
Nothing.
think Migos is the credit for that?
Yeah, he took their cadence.
But all right, so let's be technical then. If Migos, and like I said, a lot of people might agree with you, see, and I'm not mad at it. But if Migos are the most influential rap group of all time, who
I
you
didn't
think
say they was the
influenced?
most-
Well, okay, but a lot of people may say that. Who you think influenced them? Because a lot of people say Migos got their shit from 3 6 Mafia.
Probably, yeah.
Prime Mob and
Probably, yeah.
So
I say 360.
it's always somebody ahead of the, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you would have
generation.
asked me this about
Different
10, 15
generation.
years ago, I might say 3-6. But today, Migos style and flow, that's the Migos flow that everybody's taking. If you ask me today, I'm saying Migos.
well, unanimously, we saying NWA is.
Yeah, top notch.
Okay.
Because
I say Public Enemy. It's like, no, I'm just
nah,
The clock.
Come on,
they just changed so much that comes to their tree.
Flavor, please.
Public Enemy though. That's
Like
crazy.
the powers that be. Hey man, that
Well, all these artists that we mentioned, bro, groups and guys that's individual artists, man. All of them at some point has made a classic body of work, whether it be an album or a single. So that brings me to my next question. And music, what makes a bona fide classic? Like, what is the criteria? Like, if you had a checklist in front of you, what would be on that checklist to make your album a classic or your single a classic? What would you?
Trey,
You want me to start off?
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, kick it off.
So I don't have the answer, Sway.
You don't have the answer, Sway.
I
You know what I'm saying?
got three if you want to.
No, it's cool. I will say this: what makes an album classic to me is it being timeless. If 10 years, 20 years go by, and I can pop your shit in and it don't feel, you know what I'm saying, it don't feel dated.
That long? What about a year? If you can revisit it in a year's time or maybe 2 years time.
Playing some of Ice Cube albums, which, you know what I'm saying, that's 10, 20, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Today don't feel old to me. That's why I brought that up. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? The
gotcha.
10, 20. For a year, I mean, yeah, but that ain't
Still kind of.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like, you know, over time, 10, 20 years, 5, 15 years, whatever, like if the shit just still bump like it did the first time you heard it, first couple of times you heard it, to me that's a classic album or a classic body of work. You know what I'm saying? Single, album, EP, LP, whatever. Like that's, to me, that's what makes a classic.
Phil, what you got?
You know what I'm saying?
I mainly mainly had three things.
What you laughing?
First one was
He popped up.
first one was impact.
Okay.
Is the album impactful? Because you can have a good body of work, but if nobody hears it, nobody cares. The fuck is it?
Can something be a classic to you and not to the masses?
Yes, but no.
Interesting.
Yes, but no. Because I feel like certain albums, I feel like maybe a classic to me, or they may be in my Serato or whatever.
Rotation.
Or rotation. But to the masses, if y'all ain't never heard it, how can it really be a classic? So it has to have some type of impact. Huh?
That's
I feel you what you're saying, the second part, what you're saying. But I would have to say that there is room for, like, all right, if I came in here and I said Bad Bunny put out a classic album, y'all don't listen to Spanish music. But that's not y'all fault, and that's not the album's fault. It's just y'all just not into Spanish music.
I get it, but if you're talking to people that listen to Spanish music,
Right.
they need to have heard the album. So like, if we talk about a pop
Okay,
Oh, okay, I see what
all right, I get what
album, you
you're
see what I'm
saying.
saying? Like we're not,
Okay.
like I said, if we're talking about a pop album, you would talk to a pop audience in that particular case, or a rap audience, talk to a rap audience.
it needs to,
Okay.
even if they hadn't listened to it, it need to be on their radar.
You just saying the reach need to be out
there
there.
needs to be some type of reach.
I got
Okay.
you. I see what you're saying.
Second thing would be, I said what I said. Has to be sound good. First of all,
Quality.
Second of all, has to sound good.
Right.
And third of all, sound good kind of was to your point, like you listened to it 10, 20, 30 years ago, from now, whatever. It still sounds good. It can sound dated to a certain extent, but it still has, all right,
But
cool.
it's not
It's
spoiled
still,
milk.
it don't sound bad.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And then the third thing is, it has to, I don't want to say sales, but yeah, you gotta move something. I don't know if that
disagree.
falls on the impact too, but
That
Yeah,
kinda
the
goes
sales
towards your
thing
point with
can
impact.
I disagree.
go back and
with
forth.
that, dog.
You think
You
it's
think Illmatic is a classic?
yeah, it's a classic.
Yeah,
That joint didn't sell when it came out.
When it came out, but eventually the masses caught on to it.
Same thing with Reasonable Doubt.
It didn't come out until it sold, not because the classic sold, because the person that made it became a big name. But say Nas, God forbid, had died right after Illmatic.
Yeah.
No, a lot of people ain't hear it. Would you still call it a classic? It won't be a classic no more.
To the people that heard it, it would be. It still be a classic
So
to them.
sales really shouldn't matter then.
I
You forgot
it
one,
shouldn't
Phil.
matter, but it still have to have. You still have to some type of impact. I guess it kind of goes.
It goes with impact.
It
yeah,
kind of
what
goes
you're
with that.
saying,
You have to has to sound good. It has to
Something could be
impact.
critically acclaimed and not sell.
But it has to. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
That's impact don't equal sales.
You said what?
I said impact don't always equal sales.
Yeah. So I mean, but
That's a
That's-
fact.
It's very, very true.
that's true. But the people have to actually receive the album to a certain extent. Like, say for example, there's a lot of times in any genre there may be whenever there's do Grammy time or hip hop album of the year or whatever VMAs, etc. There's always going to be one album that the people are like, hey, what was that? For the general public, to be like, hey, what was that? Can that album really be a classic if nobody heard it when it came out? That's my. So I mean, that's
Well, to respond to the sales aspect, your point was sales. I know back in the day when like T.I. was dropping, Jeezy was dropping. Like I ain't gonna lie, I had all them albums bootleg.
Okay.
That didn't count towards this. That want to sell counting towards them, but it's still, I was still bumping and shit. You know what I'm saying? Still thoroughly enjoyed it. So the sales thing could be. It could kind of go back and forth with the sales thing. But you forgot one though, bro. Your most important joint.
What's one?
It's got to make you rub your knees.
Oh yeah, you got.
Yeah, you forgot that joint, man. You know what I'm saying?
Rub your knee.
Gotta rub them kneecaps, bro.
Both knees at the same time.
Gotta massage them caps.
Itch, dog. My knee ain't never itched in my life.
I was gonna say toe tap, but not the knee wrap.
Hey, Phil, you know what I'm saying? Gotta massage them caps, bro.
I guess it's on me.
That's
so
your signature, bro.
Bonafide classic. I'm gonna go through it quick. I'm gonna say production. I think production is a big thing for it gotta be on point with the production. Of course, the content. What's being said throughout the album. Every album don't gotta be deep or anything like that with the messaging, but it still gotta, take you to a time and place like, damn, I remember that shit. You know what I'm saying? Sequencing is important to me. how the tracks is positioned, you know, back to back, and how it rides. You know what I'm saying? That's what I really pay attention to when I'm vibing out or listen to an album to eventually what's gonna make it a classic. Of course, it aging well too. It has to. It gotta have that replay value, and you need to be able to come back to it and be like, okay, this shit still sound good 5 years later.
Shout out to
You know
The
what I'm saying?
Dream.
The Dream.
Yeah, because his albums fucking
okay.
golden with
Very well
sequence.
sequenced.
Yeah.
And like literally every Jones
Yeah, especially
transition.
what was that first album?
The first,
Yeah.
the Love versus Money.
Yeah.
All them shits for real, bro. Them shits was crazy.
So yeah, those are things I feel like that make a bona fide classic for me. And to my liking or to my taste, I think I'm more of a fan of the critically acclaimed albums than the ones that really sell. But there are some albums that got both. Like Get Rich or Die Trying was sold a lot of units and it's
Yeah.
critically acclaimed. So it can be done where you got both. But you know, I just don't think the sales is as important.
Word.
Mine's is easy. It's just if it ain't got no skips, that motherfucker a classic. I allow one skip. If it got more than one skip, it ain't a classic to me.
Let me
Just
ask you
one?
this.
Just one. A classic. I grade high. Like I'm not just a
Now, what
person
if-
who hop on bandwagon.
What if you skip a song though
and you like it later on?
and you like it
Yeah,
later on?
yeah.
Like it didn't hit you right away, but then later on you revisit like this
That
shit
happens
fire,
yeah,
like.
a lot.
Yeah.
That
So
happens
does
a
that
lot.
change your
For sure. Then
Okay.
if it got less than one joint, then yeah, it's a classic. still.
what stands out to y'all first when y'all listening to is it the beats or because I know for me it's the production.
For me, it's
production. Don't
production.
catch me right away, I'll skip it.
It used to be I was a lyrics guy. Now it's the beat now. But before, to me, I was like heavily in tune to the lyrics. So if it was you talking about something and I could relate to it or vibe to that, then that was my thing. But now, yeah, it's more the production now.
For me, it's always been production, but I think nowadays I'm giving it a chance before I skip because it's so many producers that's building the beat up. You know what I'm saying? Like they might start off at a level that you might not fuck with, but if you listen to it 1-2 minutes into the song, it could be something completely different by then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, shit, 21, we could talk about that later, but 21 and Drake, perfect example. You know what I'm saying? A couple of them beats started off kind of slow, kind of calm, and then the shit just turned into something completely
Kendrick do
different.
that too.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Kendrick definitely.
Give me an example real quick. 2 classes off the top of your head.
2 classic, albums or
Albums.
songs?
Albums.
2 classic albums?
Top of your head. As soon as that pop in your head.
I'm going to go with, man, so many. I can't just give you 2, bro. You know me, I don't
Give
follow
me 2,
the
straight.
Blueprint, Get Rich or Die Trying.
What'd you say?
Blueprint, Get Rich or Die Trying.
Top of your head. As soon as I say classic, what comes to mind?
I'm gonna say Common B and I'm gonna say Outkast, Criminal.
Mine would be Blueprint, Illmatic. That's the first 2 things that pop.
Shit,
in my head.
y'all, I'm gonna go new school. I'm gonna go Travis Scott, Astroworld, and NWA, Straight Outta Compton.
Okay. All them joints we just named is they definitely in the conversation, whether you agree or not. But they, to the masses, a lot of people would throw those in.
Do you think the definition of classics has changed over the time? Because hold on, before you answer that, because I think most of y'all said if you can go back to it, like making it timeless, right?
yeah.
But today's like so much music coming out and stuff. It's hard to really sit down with an album for a long time and go back to it. People, short attention span nowadays.
Yeah.
Everything is something you could be bumping something for 2 days. You gotta listen to the next shit. Within another day, like Nas came out, and next week then Jeezy gonna come out. It's like, damn, is it still the timeless factor with the music today?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say that no, because with reactions and reviews, a lot of people are labeling albums classic too quick.
For sure.
Yeah.
We're in the phase of in the era of instant classic. So niggas could be reacting to your music, and in real time they're like, oh, this shit is a classic. It's like, how can you
Right.
you 30 minutes in?
For
like,
sure.
you know what I'm saying? Like, how
Yeah,
can you
right,
say that?
right.
So I think the way music is consumed kind of messed that up. But you can still have a classic album in this era. I just think that how it ages that's the way that it's more so determined now, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people are quick to put that label on, like, oh, this shit is a classic, and it's like you only 2 records in, like
I agree with that.
you know what I'm saying? How do you? How do you
I
say
agree
that?
with that.
No, I mean it's a slippery.
They say
slope,
that
man.
shit in the studio when they making it. All
Even when y'all was calling it one of the episodes, we call everybody a legend. Y'all just like, yo, Jeezy album, a legend by second album. I thought that was wild. Like y'all just legend giving legend status and
But legend
classic
and
status
classic
to
is two
people.
different-
Yeah, and that was a
Two
different
different
time too.
Legend is that, but legend is you can't be a legend by your second
but
album.
check it
That's
out though, bro. Some bodies of work is just so undeniable
for sure.
that it takes you there. And
To
I
a
think,
legend status,
bro,
Jeezy
thug motivation
Jeezy
101,
was third
bro.
album.
you could be
That's-
you could be
Bro.
hard.
I said
you could be
third
that
album wasn't
bull.
the
You could be that
101
nigga.
was one of them
But
ones,
once you
bro.
legend though,
If you got two class, if I got two,
I don't think two classes make you a legend.
no,
Not
if I
only
got
that-
if I got two classes make you a legend.
Not
If I got
to
if I got two classics, and now I mean I've got the world chanting my songs.
You talking about Jeezy, right?
Yeah, as in like my president is black, like a culture.
And don't forget to mention the fucking mixtapes that was all dropped before 101 came out.
They banned my shirt. You
Right,
can't wear
right,
my
right,
shirt.
right.
Like nah, I mean, can't they
Legend
got
is
to folks
different.
who can't ban the
Man.
slogan by
There's a whole
2008.
movement.
He
at
was
that time.
there.
Like he was,
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, you couldn't
legend,
shake.
crazy. That's
Like for
crazy.
example, like all right, put like this. Would you
Jeezy a legend by second album is
Was,
wild.
all right, was you,
That's
I
all
said,
different
I,
time.
I
We get
said
to the
third
next
album.
song. We get to the next
I said
song.
third album, but also was you consider
We get to the
Migos?
next song.
Would you consider Migos legend?
Go ahead,
Would you
Alvin.
consider Migos legends? Now answer the question.
Who?
The
Migos.
legends? Nah.
They not
Migos?
Legends, nah.
But they're the most influential rap group.
Of the last 10 years, yes.
But they're not legends.
Not yet, nah.
Okay.
Y'all let us know what y'all think. Going back to the classic albums, man. This was a good conversation. And we're gonna move on now to freedom of speech. So I know this might be like a crazy segue, but I mean it's obvious that with everything that's been going on in the media, we living in touchy times. You know what I'm saying? You can't say this, you can't say that. It's a lot of free thinkers out here, but either way, is freedom of speech free, really? You know, yes, we know the First Amendment. Yes, we know you can say what you want, whether it's on record or off the record. But a lot of what people are saying now is being used against them. And I kind of wanted to bring that up because, you know, obviously, you know, with everything that's been going on with with Ye, even just going to, even, you know, going off him, but just going into, you know, how the music and certain rappers are being attacked with their lyrics. And, you know, we've talked about this in the previous episode with lyrics being used against them and, you know, in the court and everything like that. So freedom of speech, y'all, like, you know, this social media era that we are in, is it really free? Can you really say what's on your mind without really dealing with some real consequence? Because we see
Hell no.
From the
I'm
looks
just
of it,
asking.
no.
Hell
yeah,
no.
we see
Hell
what Ye
no.
going through. They didn't pull all his businesses and everything. He done went from a billionaire to the $400 million
Yeah.
man now.
That's my question.
It's been like that since cancel culture came in. You couldn't say what you wanted. People was taking tweets you said 10 years ago,
Hell
bringing
yeah.
them up now. Like, yo, we canceling everything you did. Kevin Hart, I remember he was trying to like host the Oscars or something.
Yeah.
They took a tweet he did from 10 years ago.
But to
You
that
gotta
point,
get that out of here.
but Kevin Hart is still Kevin Hart. So the cancel conversation.
Now, I ain't
is
saying they ain't
different.
cancel him, but I'm saying that fucked up what he was trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
I guess my question to you, IV, would be, because I like this topic, but did you ever think for the First Amendment right was free?
Me personally, no, but a lot of people do.
Because I'm like, because you realize the First Amendment right is say what you up was freedom of speech, but the Second Amendment right is the right to bear arms because a motherfucker smack the shit out you for saying what the fuck you just said.
Right.
Because like you
Agreed.
see what I'm saying, like it's
consequences to every action.
the only thing that the First Amendment does is the government cannot persecute you for saying what you
Saying
said.
something against the president or something
But
like that.
know what I mean, but at the same time, it's consequences in everything that you do, everything that you say. So if you're saying something, know what I mean, you put it into the air, there's an equal and opposite reaction that comes back to you. So when Kanye said X, Y, and Z about, anti-Semitic comments or whatever he was supposedly said, know what I mean, there was going to be a reaction to that. I think honestly with Kanye, I think he was a guy like baiting him on to saying that he was kind of up. It sounded like he was daring him to do it. He was just saying stuff so left field.
Yeah, he was
right
talking
field.
to specific people.
I guess my question, even with the, no mind, that's a different question. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying that he was talking to specific people, but again, and I'm not gonna spend too much time on Ye. We spent enough time on that individual on this show, but his approach and the way he goes about saying certain things. He pushes the narrative or the agenda of free thought or free thinking. Even when back to when he made the comment about slavery was a choice, and that was his whole thing. Like, I'm thinking freely and all that. Okay, that may be the case, but thinking freely doesn't always equate to freedom of speech. Sometimes you should just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Or just at
everything
least-
don't need to be said.
Or
my G.
filter, or just in your mind, filter what you're about to say before you say it.
Listen,
Yeah, like even if you think a certain way about something, that don't mean that you're the person that needs to articulate that. That's my point.
if you willing to stand on what you say, feel free to say whatever the fuck you want to say.
But just be ready for whatever.
Yeah,
come with
but stand on that. Don't go on no apology tours. If you said it and you mean it,
But you know what?
stand on that shit.
But you know what? We living in a very, very, very highly sensitive time, bro. Because
Sure.
you don't even have to like come out and blatantly direct some shit at somebody. You know what I'm saying? For all my sports fans out there, we got Kyrie Irving going through similar
Let's talk about
thing
it.
right
Let's
now.
talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? But he didn't do what Kanye did.
Right.
He didn't
He
come
did.
out and say anything directly to anyone.
he posted.
He just
a link, but
posted
let me say this. Let me say
a
this.
movie.
Kyrie is a little different
He posted a link. It's a book, and I've read the book, and it said like the Holocaust is fake and stuff like that. If somebody would have posted a book that said slavery was fake, we'd be up in uproar. People like in the NBA, and I get it. People upset that they saying they doing like a public lynching of Kyrie. You know what I mean? Like because they make him apologize and they give him a list of things to do
Right.
before he could play.
Right.
But if you remember Donald Sterling, when he said the N-word to his side chick, he wasn't on the court, he went in the game, he said it to a player, said it to a side chick, it got out. They took his team from him.
Okay.
The NBA is consistent in what they saying.
Okay.
We don't tolerate no hate speech here.
But on the same, but with the Donald Sterling situation, you would put that on the same level as Kyrie's?
I would put
Because
it,
all he did-
I'll put it lower than Kyrie because one,
Lower?
because look, I'm tell you why. One, he was an owner.
Right.
He's an owner.
Okay.
They took his team from him.
They're doing the same thing with
What you do? How you
Phoenix
gonna
Suns.
take something from me? I said did in my in my personal life.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie publicly, whatever you want to say,
Bro, he just recommended a movie. That's all he did, bro.
It's an anti-Semitic movie.
But it's
if you
for history reasons.
if you ever heard of what's the joint about the Ku Klux
He
Klan?
promoted the movie though. The movie went.
He did.
promoted the movie
Right, if
like
you
the movie
promote something that's
quadrupled out of sales,
anti-Semitic,
too. Like it ain't just like the movie was out
like
there.
Donald Sterling did something in his personal, like nobody would have known about it if nobody exposed him.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie did it for the public to see. Look, this movie and it's talking about things that's offensive to people.
You know what? Something I just thought about in the midst of y'all going into talking about the Kyrie and Donald Sterling situation. And social media was around during that time when the Donald Sterling situation
sure.
happened,
Yeah.
but it wasn't as prevalent as it is now. I think
think
social.
it wasn't that long ago.
Not it. Yeah, it's older than 5 years.
It might be 5 years.
Social
But
Social
even-
media been that shit
but-
about since 2010.
But even still, social media still it as every year it's been relevant. It intensifies. So we're definitely in the social media era for sure now, where even a comment will get you out of here. You know what I'm saying, or get people in an uproar. So what my point is, what I'm saying is, with those situations, you can even go into comedy. Certain jokes you can't say no more. Like, and I think all this is because of social media. If you take social media out of the equation, I don't think that a lot of these
Well, he could have tweeted.
Issues.
He could have tweeted the thing on social media, but I mean, but as far as with his, like I said, you posted a link to, like we're taking the social media part of out of it. He posted a link to the what the
book.
What's the name of the movie?
I thought it was a movie.
Movie.
It's a movie made from a book.
It was a movie in a book. So, but he posted
From
a link to the
Hebrews to from
Hebrew Negroes to Hebrews. Hebrews to Negroes.
yeah.
So apparently it was anti-Semitic hate, or they said that Holocaust didn't exist. Even if black folks are, even if we are the original Jewish people, you're still saying a group of people in
Didn't
Europe
die.
died.
He said they didn't die. None of this happened.
They said they didn't die, and like you said, you got people that come from that. Like I said, Peter Rosenberg said, "Hey, look, my grandparents were thrown in a fucking furnace." That's offensive to me if you say that didn't happen. Same thing when it would happen. Same thing with Kanye West kind of offended me when he said slavery was a choice.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
And saying and then with
Kanye be fucking saying some shit though, bro.
with Kyrie, even if you saying like, cause people like, how can you get crucified for saying the truth? Say you believe that we the original Jewish and all that. You can't. Kyrie was trying to say I can't be anti-Semitic because I am when I know where I come from. But at the same time, I feel like you could be something, be anti-it.
Yeah.
You could be black and be anti-black.
Yeah.
I look at somebody like Terry Crews.
Candace Owens.
I look at somebody like Candace. I look at Terry Crews and say Terry Crews anti-black. So just because you something, and then that's one. I'm gonna make one more point.
I got one more point. After.
And like,
might say it.
They want to get like mad at the owners and stuff, and people like, why are they not outraged when they say something about black people? You know how hard it is to tell somebody that's black it's wrong to say something about black people. Like if I was white, it would be hard for me to tell you what's offensive. If I was white from another black person, like if Kanye West say slavery is a choice, as a white person, it'd be hard for me to say that's offensive to you. If I'm not, if you black and saying it, you understand what I'm saying? If you black and you saying something, it's hard for me. Like it's hard for me to tell what's offensive to Jewish people because I'm not Jewish.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I can't tell a Jewish person, oh, you should be offended by that.
You don't have no place. You don't have a place to say.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't tell me, I won't know if you're offended by it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, two things though with the Kanye thing. Well, one thing was there was a player that said an anti-Semitic slur to he was playing. He was on. I think it was on Twitch, and he said something. It was a Mason Plumlee or something like that.
Who?
Mason Plumlee or something like that.
Mason Plumlee.
Yeah. He hasn't played again yet. He's a white guy. Hasn't played again yet. Called the dude racial slur, Jewish slur, whatever, and hasn't played yet. So I mean that's one thing. So like I said, the NBA has been consistent.
They've been consistent.
Also, same thing with Kyrie. Kyrie is. I don't know him, but he seems to be one of the. He tends to want to be.
I thought that was your name and shit.
He tends to want to be the smartest guy in the room. He's really arrogant. So a lot of times when
he's a Duke Blue Devil, what do you expect?
When he comes in like, hey, look, you need to. What about X, Y, and Z? He doesn't have he's not gonna have a regular conversation with the media. So a lot of times like he doesn't really fuck with the media at all. So when they ask him the questions. He's like, hey, well,
yeah, he answers.
He's an asshole to the media too, so that kind of pushes the narrative as well too. I think so. So when they ask him about certain shit,
I ain't mad at all that. My thing is
like he be
say something that offended people, they got offended. NBA not even. They just said, look, apologize and do this.
Yeah, he didn't.
I agree. The list of demands he had to do is probably a little much, but at the same time, they didn't took whole teams for people. Phoenix Suns coach owner got to sell his squad.
Yeah.
Donald Sterling, they took his, so they across the board they've been consistent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like they just. I see on social media a lot of people talking about they only doing that. They don't never do that when black people get offended. Like with Kanye, he said this, and once he said anti-Semitic thing, that's when they took it because we still buying his shoes, we still give him a platform. When he said he still had a platform,
we all don't agree that it was offensive. So for example, I got coworkers and stuff like that to be like, hey, look, I get what he was trying to say. I understand what he was trying to say,
but he ain't say it wrong. It
was
offensive.
But see what I'm saying? So it's like if we can't agree on that it's offensive, then how are we going to agree that
he should be canceled?
Well, let me round this part out real quick and finish off my point I was trying to make before Phil went into his part. But going back to social media and it intensifying people being offended. If you take social media out of the equation, people was offended well before social media. I think the difference is people didn't pre-social media. People didn't. You were offended then, but it was a lot more that you had to do to kind of get that off. You had to if you was offended by a song or if you was offended by a joke or something that somebody said, you had to be outside picketing. You had to goddamn be writing letters to, these artists and letting them know or these corporations. Now, all you gotta do is get on your phone and say, I'm offended. And then somebody else gonna sit there and be like, yeah, I'm offended too. So that's the power of social media And the era that we in with technology is you could be offended just like that. Whereas before social media, if you were offended, it was a lot more loopholes and shit you had to do to kind of get that out there. That's the point that I was trying to make with that.
Yeah.
But even still, you know, freedom of speech ain't free, y'all. So think about shit you gonna say before you say it, please.
It ain't Twitter from 2009, baby. So, new pack alert. What's in y'all rotation? So we've had quite a few albums that come out since the last time we've recorded. We've had the 21 Savage Drake album that came out.
Her laws.
Lost. Fire.
We got Nas, King's Disease 3.
Fire.
So we've had a couple of them. What
crazy.
was y'all? So since then, is that in y'all rotation right now?
Nas is in my rotation, 48
And-
hours.
Yep.
And what y'all? We're not doing a review of it, but what y'all think about these last couple projects that's come out?
King's Disease is, I mean, look, it ain't really a word in the dictionary to quite explain how fire that album is, bro. But it's one of them ones for sure. Arguably, you could argue it being, you know, one of the top albums this year, and it's only been a couple of days. Her Loss to me was fire. I loved Her Loss.
Yeah.
Very minimal skips on that album for me.
Drake and 21
Love the
together.
energy. Yeah,
That's a
shit's crazy.
unusual combo, but it's hard.
Her Loss to me is better than both of Drake's solo albums. These Nevermind
Honestly, never mind.
and
Lover Boy was
Certified
last
Lover
year, though,
Boy.
right?
Yeah, that was
Okay.
2021.
Okay.
But this album is better. His collab album is better than his two solo albums, the two most recent solo albums that he dropped.
Okay. Then that was a hard feat.
What you mean? Like hard to accomplish that?
Yeah.
Nah.
I think this the Drake.
Definitely not the honest.
This the Drake.
Nevermind.
I've been seeing a lot of people say this the Drake that they wanted. This is 21 was able to get Drake talking that talk or
Yeah.
in that bag where it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, you got some people that feel just indifferent about it. But those two albums definitely in the rotation. I would throw West Side Gun 10 in there or Hermes.
Of course.
You know what I'm
Of
saying?
course.
Jeezy, Snowfall, still in the rotation. You know, I like it.
All right, they ain't in rotation no more.
No, it's
I like it.
It's still there.
I like
It's
it.
still there.
It's refreshing to
It's
hear.
still
I
there.
guess because for me, it's refreshing to hear Jeezy. You know, especially that, you know, in talking that talk and just in that like him, something about him and Drama, they got a special chemistry. You know what I'm saying? So I like it.
That new Wiz Kid in my rotation.
Wiz
Sure.
Kid just dropped. Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, I need to tap into that. I can't really speak much, but I'm gonna check it out. What I feel like it's some other projects that.
Yeah, Glorilla, Big Glow, she just dropped.
Okay, shout out to Glorilla.
It's not in my rotation. I have heard the album, and let's just say it's not
What y'all
for me.
think
It's
about?
not for me, bro.
And I ain't just real quick, just a quick question about Glorilla. Her flow. Do y'all see that kind of lasting? Because like it's kind of getting redundant to me. The
That's just how she rap,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying? Wait, she already got a deep tone. It's a
Nah, I
you
feel
know what
about
I'm
the
saying?
hoes, man. So
Oh man,
It's not. Put it like this. She as
I'm just going.
put it like this. As annoying as that shit is,
yeah.
nobody else is doing it. So it's
it's
gonna work
unique.
for her because
Right.
she's the only one doing it.
I got you.
But I don't know, bro. I just
So we pretty
It ain't
much
for
we
me.
all vibing with the same thing right now.
for the most part, I'm still dabbling in some of the older stuff. You know, still rocking Quavo and Takeoff.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
Yeah.
still listening to it. I'm listening to a couple of other things too that y'all don't know about. You know, a couple of dance and Spanish albums and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? EDM vibes, shit like that. So
But yeah, I like that West Side Gun joint. He got a couple of joints on there.
yes, sir.
I know we talked about it last, so y'all kind of laughed me out the joint when I said he probably had the best albums. Out of Griselda.
Oh, out of Griselda, out of the
Disagree.
Griselda
Ain't nobody
collective.
laughing
Yeah,
at you.
But what's him call it? Like he does to me, he puts the best of project. He can't rap the best, but he's like I said, a lot of
He's
times
a curator.
He curated his ass off, bro.
I
feel
agree
more
with
like
you.
feel more
I
like
agree with you,
collaboration.
I agree with you on that.
Feel like they more like collaborative projects, but because he got Stove Guard on a lot of them joints. But yeah, I like West Side Gun 10. He was another one he learned from Kanye and Kyrie. He switched that thing up real quick. The name of that
Switch
album.
the title up.
Yeah.
He went double.
Definitely with a smart move with everything that's
Hell yeah.
going on.
Yeah. So
Let's
Although I don't know how you would have put a Semitic, anti-Semitic spin on that. Just saying that he wears a piece of clothing or wear a brand of
I ain't gonna
clothing.
take the chance.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I feel you, but you know,
I ain't gonna take the
Yeah.
chance.
yeah.
Because it's really a play off the Devil Wears Prada.
Right.
But he said Hitler
Right.
wears her
Hitler,
pants.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
So he just went ahead and stayed away all the way.
Yeah, I ain't gonna play with you.
Sure.
So with this I know we talked about a little bit with Nas with King Disease 3, with him and Hit Boy.
Yes.
Y'all think that this is one of the greatest album runs of all time?
Most definitely.
With
With all the King's
one,
Disease
King
series
Disease.
and 3.
and he had Magic.
Yeah.
It was released. I think it was the end of last year.
Yeah.
Top of the year.
Unprecedented.
So do y'all think this is one of the
greatest
greatest album
album
runs of
run
all time?
One of-
All time,
It's
up there.
It's up there
But
for
it
me
ain't.
just because of the time span. You talking about King Disease 1 dropping in 2020 all the way up to now,
Yeah,
the end of 2022 with King Disease 3. He's dropped 4 arguably critically acclaimed projects with the same producer. Dog. Have we seen anything like this?
I haven't seen. Yeah, I haven't seen I haven't seen projects made in that short time span and not sound rushed.
Yeah.
There's nothing rushed about these shits.
Because
Like,
I'm like, are these leftovers
classic.
from like,
Well,
or is he going back in
got
and
the
just
potential
creating
classic.
from like a fresh batch? Like,
Yeah.
they in a pocket, bro. Like they really on some Michael and Quincy shit. Like,
nonstop working, bro?
Yeah, you said the greatest album runs of all time. I can't co-sign that one.
I said, is it?
No, it's not.
Okay.
I ain't gonna say yes or no.
It's
What rivals it?
Q First 3 Jones was tough.
But think about the time frame.
I don't remember the time.
Time frame is time.
But I know First
Time frame don't matter.
No, because the
You said
album
his
back
first
then was
three?
spaced out.
Huh,
So like
his first three. I'm gonna check that.
2-3 years without releasing an album. Now
We talking about
back to
4
back to back.
back-to-back joints in 2 years
And-
with the same producer, mind you.
That's fine. That's fine. That goes
So,
back to my
yeah.
classic point when I say, hey, look, I'm gonna be. This gonna sound.
So I
blasphemous.
sound like he got a certain criteria for what we going by.
We already went through my criteria, but I'm talking about just the run.
Just the
I'm
run.
talking about the run.
But when I
Just
say
the
Q, you like, what about the time limit, the time period and shit?
It's the same.
I mean,
actually,
it's the same.
yeah. 1990 to 92 was the first 3
Cube joint.
cube joints. So it's
yeah.
2
His
years.
first
I
three
got
just
4.
Okay, well 90
I said
to
first
93
3 though. Yeah,
90
the
to
first
93.
3 though.
Okay.
Yeah.
The first 3, them 3 classics. I feel like
Okay.
like
Who else,
bona
can,
fide.
who else can we say did that or has done that?
Yeah, I probably say Outkast did that.
Who was y'all, bro?
Y'all,
Okay. Southern Player Listed was 94. See, they had
Yeah, I
years
didn't-
in between. So,
So
I
you
don't know, we're not gonna
eliminate
get
it
into that.
if it ain't happening in.
I'm
within
talking
2
like
years.
I'm talking about year to year, back to back. I'm talking like that from
Yeah,
year to year.
just spitting, just
When I'm
just throwing
saying
shit
run,
up.
I'm saying just whenever you put it out, but consistently. Your first album, then your second album could have been in '92, and the third, but that's your run though, right there.
Okay,
But,
yeah.
but
that's
look,
fine.
nobody's mentioning this. Nas is doing this shit at the age that he's doing it at.
That's impressive.
This
That's
late in his
impressive.
career, bro.
That's
Right.
impressive.
Putting out them 4. So yeah, I'm gonna say I'm not gonna say it's the greatest run of all time. It's not, but you can have a conversation about it. It's that good.
Nah, it's
You know what I'm
impressive.
saying? Where
far
you
as-
could talk about it.
Here's what I would say the elephant in the room is for me, at least. We care about it. You think the masses care about it to put it on a classic level? Now, the first King Disease did win Album of the Year.
They Nas fans, yeah. Nas
Nas
care
fans,
about it.
Yeah.
you think, but you think y'all think like maybe outside
But
of
that's what
Nas.
music is at right now. It's just your fans is your
Yeah.
fans. Like you can't.
You subscribe to what you subscribe to.
Nas catering to his fans at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's no need to chase
Solidified. He ain't-
a big hit or something like that.
Yeah.
He's putting out shit
But
to
I
feed his fans.
I do think he's garnering new friends just based off the music and him.
I do
working
hear a
with
lot
Hit
of younger people like, yo, nah.
I think
doing
people
it.
are because him working so closely with Hit Boy and the type of production that Hit Boy is giving him. I think it is still catered to Nas.
He not trying to get
But
like NBA.
I don't think he's
Youngboy
going out his
I
way
get
to
that.
be like, yeah, give me those
talking
little
about-
baby fans.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about. I mean, the first one did have Dirk on it, so I mean, like I said, he was. I mean, doing like I said, incorporating some of the newer people on there. 5-Yo was on the first one as well. So I mean, he's not like he's just forgetting about the new acts on there too.
Nah, he got niggas
Now,
on
so you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
So, but I'm saying, I guess my question I'm asking y'all is, outside of
Nas fan.
y'all Nas fans, do y'all think that this run is looked at that, or is that just a Nas fan?
Nah, if
type
you ain't
deal?
paying attention to Nas, nah, you not noticing.
Because I know,
That-
because again, I know
goes
people that
back
say
to-
they don't like to do Nas.
That goes back to
what?
that goes back to what you said earlier about the reach and just people checking for that type of music and
I think we,
reaching for shit
I
like
think we
that.
talking about strictly Nas. Fans.
Yeah.
You can't be talking to somebody who
People
like
who's hip.
the
yeah.
baby and little
Yeah.
baby. That's not what.
If you know, you know.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right.
that's
But
what
one
I'm
thing
talking-
one thing that we can't argue, like I said, whether we feel like it's the greatest run or not, what they're doing together is unprecedented. It's him getting with Hit Boy is probably one of the best things, if not the best thing that he's been able to do
I ain't gonna hold you.
in his career because it's revived. It's revived him, and it's just. I mean, Nas spitting at the level that he's in the age he at, like it's crazy. Like I don't think they ever need to separate. Now, if Nas want to work with other producers down the line, cool, but include Hit Boy on the future albums in some form or fashion. He don't got to do the whole thing, but shit,
Hit Boy.
get some tracks from him because he brings a different energy out of Nas to me.
Hit Boy is I think I'm about to say something. Hit go ahead, bro. Hit Boy is he's the best producer out right now. Right now.
I ain't shit. I ain't mad at that.
Like I think
You about as far as sound, or you
Especially
talking
putting a
about as far as-
project together or album.
from a creative standpoint, and this I'm just saying right now, like
Yeah.
who's active right now. I'm not putting them with the guys like Timbo and
Right,
Swayze.
right.
And I'm talking about if I'm putting them up against ATL Jacob, Metro Boomin, Murder Beats,
Southside.
Southside,
Hitmaker,
all them
all them
808 Mafia cats. If I'm putting them up against them, I'm saying him because he can do what they do and he can do what they can't do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can listen to what he did with Big Sean.
Yep.
Listen to what he's doing with Nas.
Right.
Listen to what he did with Benny.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Dude he's touching every area of hip hop
Yep.
and killing it. He ain't just touching it and being lukewarm with it. He's high level with the shit.
Yeah.
I gotta say he's hands down the best producer out right now.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. I love what they doing, man. Like I said, they definitely on some Michael and Quincy shit for sure. So shout out to them just for the KD series and Magic. It's been some great music.
Which one is y'all favorite so far?
Favorite track?
Or not on out of the 4 projects?
I can't say just yet because KD3 is so fresh.
We'll take KD3 out of it. Just KD 1, 2, and Magic.
KD2 for me.
I'm gonna say 2.
Yeah.
2?
Yeah.
I would say KD2.
Magic gonna be at the
I would say KD2, the first KD, and then Magic.
yeah.
If you take KD3 out of it.
I'm gonna be real. I like KD 1, man. That was my favorite.
Yeah, it's fire. KD
KD 1 was
was
my
fire.
favorite. Well, Magic was probably. I like Magic more than I like KD 2.
Okay.
Okay.
See what you think.
What's the best one?
Yeah.
In your opinion.
That nigga don't
What's
know.
your
What's your favorite?
What's your
Not
favorite?
that- maybe not the best one, but
He
your
don't
favorite.
got no favorite, bro. If you ain't talking about LL Cool J albums, he ain't got. Nah, let me start.
Fucking pants leg rolling up.
I like the first one, King's Disease first, and I like Magic and King Disease the first one.
Okay. Well, shout out to Nas and Hit Boy, man, and shout out to everybody else that released
For sure.
some fresh hot music. What you know?
See, that was what I was getting ready for. I got lost in the sauce. All right, so this is good. This is easy.
Make it good. Let's make it count.
It's easy, man. What was the first hip hop label of all time?
Hip hop label.
Label.
First,
The first. I ain't studying motherfuckers.
Damn.
Was it Def
I know what I'm thinking.
Was
but
it
Was who?
Def Jam?
No.
was it rapper?
Rapper like hell.
No.
I don't fucking know, bro. Shit.
It's hip hop. I definitely think it's New York based.
Oh, I can't. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Nah, because I already picked.
I think I'm wrong, but I'm gonna just say it anyway, just based off the group. Is it Sugar Hill Records?
You got damn right it's Sugar Hill Records. There you go, brother, man. Sugar Hill Records.
Yeah.
Started
I shouldn't have second guessed myself, goddammit. Being the hip hop historian that I am.
Yeah, I'm.
Following the phenomenal success of rappers that like Sylvia Robinson would go on to sign legendary rap groups like The Sequence, Grandmaster Flash,
Yeah.
and British Five. Funky 4 plus the Plus One,
Yeah.
Crash Crew, Tetris 3, and the West Side Street Mob to Sugar Hill Records.
Yes.
1979. Aside from Sugar Hill Gang's debut single, Sylvia will also be known for producing the now classic Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 song The Message.
Nice.
Staple in hip hop music.
Definitely classic.
Cool.
If you don't know that record, you got some
They
studying.
don't
to
know
do.
it, but
Yeah.
The child is born with no state of mind.
Blind to the things of mankind.
Nigga did it. They did the movements and everything with this shit. Stiff
That was a
ass
good one.
jumping and
Shout
shit.
out to Sugar Hill Records, Sylvia, everybody that was around, the architects of this culture.
All right. Next one is I Don't F With You. So I'm gonna give you guys a list of topics or artists or
that's
whatever.
the top. Which one you doing?
What we doing?
What we doing here?
We'll get one of them has to go. All right. So we're gonna start with the year. So we talked about Nas. I'm gonna bring Nas into it, but the year is 2012. One album has to go.
Okay.
All right.
Life is Good.
Nas.
Nas. Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City. We're going. Who else is on here? We got Big Crit live from the underground,
Oh,
and
hell
we
no.
got my man Chief Keef.
There you go.
Finally
You always pick one that's so cheeky.
Yeah.
Keep got it.
They don't add up.
There you go. I knew you going. You always do
That
that.
shit was getting good, bro. It was
Yeah.
getting good as a bitch.
I was feeling you.
Damn, bro.
I was feeling you.
You made it tough to that last one.
Damn.
That was tough. I thought we might have a Chief Keef. Somebody might like the Chief Keef joint. If I might like the
You know
Final
this.
Thing.
You know
Compared to against them joints? Nah.
Phil.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Nobody hears the Chief.
Nah.
Dougie.
Come on, dog.
Dougie.
Come on, dog.
Chief Keef, finally famous. You gotta go. Keith got to go.
Yeah, bro.
He got to
That's
go.
too easy. That's too easy.
Y'all say Chief Peak influential and all this. other
Unanimous
stuff.
like a
You be influential
motherfucker.
on me on listen to that shit.
All right, cool. Next one is I'm gonna go give y'all three of this one. In-house producers. In-house producers. We're going Matty Fresh, Beats by the Pound, and we're going with the hit makers from Bad Boy.
Hit makers, man. Nah, hell nah. I'm going with Beats by the
That
Pound.
gotta go.
One
Yeah,
gotta go.
Beats by the Pound.
Beats by the pound.
Beats by the Pound gotta go.
Yeah. Beats by the
Them hit makers come with them crazy ass
Yeah.
samples and shit.
The
Hit
Hitman.
Squad was Hit Squad.
The Hitman.
Hitman, my fault.
Of that, he did it in the Hitman.
fucking Stevie
J
J.
and all them.
Yeah. Manny Fresh.
The mad.
Say
As
Mad
much of a
rapper.
clown he is, he'll music. He
Who a
likes
clown?
some music.
Manny Fresh?
No, I said as much as of a clown Stevie
Stevie
J
J.
is.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Dude,
Yeah.
dude
Oh, yeah,
know his
yeah.
music.
He behind some of their biggest
Yeah.
records.
I thought you
Yeah.
did better than Manny, man.
Not at all.
Not another skit.
Not at all. Not at all.
Say you
Cool,
wild
cool.
enough.
Man, that's
You
all
got
I
my-
got for this one, man.
Okay. Cool. Well, that was I Don't F With You. Thanks for tuning in to the show. If you enjoyed this episode, man, like, comment, share, subscribe. Go to our YouTube channel. Check us out on Instagram, Politickz as usual _podcast. And that's Politickz with a Z, not a S. You can check me out on Instagram, Life and Times _IV with 2 E's.
You can find me, Philly Phil 804, on Instagram and Twitter.
Trademark on IG. The spelling is on the screen.
The real C Boogie. IG, right? Yeah.
Is it?
God damn.
And check us out on TikTok. Check us out. We fresh on TikTok, man. So go follow us on TikTok, Politickz as usual. Politickz with a Z, not a S. Remember, some make a fuss about nothing. For us, it's about hip hop. We out.
Politickz as usual.